Okay, so what I want to do is, on this dream world one, I made a list of rides and numbers. I made a list. What I want to do is I want to play around with that, so you understand a little bit about lists. Okay, so we're going to make a code and we're just going to work with lists. Okay, so I'm going to delete all the code, make a new file, zoom in, and this time I'm going to import the random library. Random. Okay, and I might import it. There's the random library, and I'm going to create. Basically, I want to make a list. So let's make a list of animals. Okay, let's make a list of animals, and I want to have maybe let's have a horse. Yeah, nice. And notice every time I add a new item to my list, I'm having a comma in between. So I want to have cat, a horse, a cat, let's go a dog, and let's add a mouse. Okay, so there's my list of different animals. Okay, now every item in this list, so when I count from the beginning of this item here, this list item is 0. It's not actually at 1. Normally when we start from 1, but when you're counting in a list, that's actually 0. Okay, so there's a difference there. That's 0, not 1. So when we can actually print this out. Let's print out our list, animals, and it's printed out, and test it. Save it and test it. I'm going to call it lists underscore practice. Okay, so there we go, save list underscore practice, and let's run it. So when I run it, see, it printed out the horse, the cat, the dog, the mouse, and it put the brackets, the commas, everything. So if you zoom in, if we zoom right in, you'll see it. See, it's printed out everything. Okay, not very tidy, really, not very nice. So this is one way you can print it out, yeah, but it's going to print it out exactly looking like that. A better way to print it out would be if we print it out so it's just the values, no commas, no brackets. So what we can do is we can print it out via its position in the list. This is at position 0. Remember, when we're counting items in a list, we start at 0. So this list has 1, 2, 3, 4 items in it, but this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, okay? So that's called the index. So if I go, let's print out 0 position. The animals is the name of the list, yeah? And the index number I'm printing out is 0. So let's run it and see what prints out. Horse, yes. And see how it's all nice and tidy? There's no brackets or commas around. Horse. Okay, so we've got that working. So what happens if we want to print out cat as well? We could go horse and then animals, cat at 1 and print out both. Okay, let's try that. Horse and cat, nice. Okay, see how it's going to take a long time to print out all of it. What happens if we've got a list of like 100 long? This is going to be kind of a tiring way of doing it. Animals at 3. Gonna print them out. Let's go. Boom. Well, horse, cat, mount. Nice, we can do it. So we can print them out via the number where they are. 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and number 3, 3. Okay, we can do it that way. But imagine if this is, just imagine if it's 100 long, way too long. Okay, so instead, we won't do that. We'll comment that out so you can see. You want to have a note. So this is using the index of the value in the list. Okay, using the index. Okay, but what happens if we want to? We can use a for loop instead. So I'm going to go animal in animals. So there's my list there. There's my list. This is the list. This is this list. This is a variable. This is just a variable. I could call it I. I could call it teacup. I could call it anything. It's just a variable. So I'm just going to call it animal in the animals list. Okay. Now we can then go print animal. And this is more tidier, okay, than doing it this way. So let's run. See? Like that. Okay. What happens if you want it along like that? Okay. We could do that. We can go like this. We can fix that up. We can go comma end equals dash like that. We can do that, and you'll see we can do it like that. See? So either that way or that way. Yeah, so that's what that does. Okay. Anyway, let's take it out. Back to that. Okay, so that's the second way of doing it. Or let's comment that out. Let's try a third way. So second way of printing out. Okay. Now let's try using a while loop instead. So let's go while I, and I have to make the I variable, I equals 0. While I is less than the length of my list. So keep looping. Right, now I can go print animals at I position. Okay, so I has 0. So when I is less than the length of the list, remember the length of the list is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. So when I gets up to is still less than 4, it'll keep looping. So this is a good way of making sure you don't run go over the list. Okay, let's run it. Let's check that this way is working. So I'll go run, and oh, horse. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? Why did it print out horse? Why? Because unfortunately we forgot to increment I. So I plus equals 1. So I needs to change as it loops around. Otherwise it'll go on forever. It's always going to be 0, and it's always less than the length of the list. So it'll go on forever printing out horse, the first one in the list. Okay. So if we don't make I change and loop up, it's never going to stop. So we'll try again. This time. Come on, I, come on. Oh, come on. Where are you? Come on, PyScripter. Stop. Yep, so we want to stop, and I want to print, I want to rerun. There we go. So there it is working. Horse, cat, dog, mouse. It's printing through our list, nicely printing through our list using the while loop. So that's the third way we could print out our list. Okay, great. So now we've got 3 ways of doing it. We can do it this way, we can do it with a for loop, or we can do it with a while loop. Hopefully you're going, yep, I get all that. Okay. Well, I'm going to comment out. I'm going to use this way, okay, because this is the fastest way. All right, this is the fastest way, and I'm going to comment out all of this, so I don't lose that code. Okay, so I'm just going to use this way. Now, there's my animals list, the second way. So what I want to do is, there's my existing animals there, but I want to enter an animal. So I'm going to ask the user to enter an animal. So I'm going to go animal. I want to, okay, animals dot append. That means I'm going to add, and I'm going to ask the user to enter an animal, a new animal. Okay, so what that's doing is the user's going to get a message, enter a new animal, it's going to append, and it's going to add it to the end of this list. So when we loop around the animals, it's got the 4 animals there, but it's going to have the new animal they've entered. Dot append is how we add new animals. Okay, let's run it and see if it works. Okay, enter a new animal. Let's go elephant to our list and see if it works. Yep, we've got a horse, cat, dog, mouse, elephant. Okay, cool. Now let's add another one. Let's try. Actually, no, we'll just do this. What we're going to do is we've now added to our list. We could add another animal as well, manually. Animals.append, and just add tiger. Yeah, there we go. Easy. Don't have to ask the user to enter it like that. We can just add it to our list. So now we've got a lot of animals. What happens if we, so when we print it, let's run it and check it. Okay, enter elephant. I want elephant again. Elephant. And yep, we've got horse, cat, dog, elephant, tiger. Awesome. But maybe I think, no, I don't really want tiger. I just want them animals. Let's get rid of one of them on our list. So what we can do is go animals.pop. Pop. Pop goes the weasel. And let's see what that does. Let's see if it works. Pop. Elephant. And what? All of a sudden, my poor tiger, which I added, my appended, it's gone. So the last element, the last thing added to the list, the pop, gets rid of the last one. So there's pop. Pop deletes the last one. Okay. So you can add. Here's how we add using append. Okay, dot append. So it's a dot, the list name dot append. So that is how we add, and this is how we remove the last item using list name, in this case animals dot pop. Okay, so we can remove the item. Now you can remove any item in the list, and you can insert data, but they're all extras. Okay, hopefully you've learned something about lists, how we can display them, how we can add to them, and how we can remove stuff from them.